Bam, we're recording.
Welcome to the Almost Daily Show with your host, Chandler, and
The Dave Picardi.
you guys are in for a treat today because we've had a wonderful day and we're ready to wrap it up with the Almost Daily Show.
Oh yeah, this has been if everybody out there is listening, one of those days.
It's been horrifying. At one point, I considered just crawling into the trunk of my car and taking a nap.
Oh yeah, but this is a good lesson right here. Right, no matter how challenging your day is, uh, end it happy, right, with a
That's right.
smile.
Because you can be mad and just carry things over and on and be frustrated, or you can just say, "Screw it, I'm happy, move on, move forward." What do they say? Head down, eyes forward.
That's right. It's behind
Yeah,
us.
patty
So,
cake.
so we get a good one today. So today we were discussing this. We wanted to talk about getting the most out of your service, which is so important, right? So everybody has different services that they prescribe to. Could be, um, like something simple as QuickBooks, right, for running your business, or a more advanced client management system. Could be on the marketing side. We run lead nurture systems or social media management systems. What am I missing here, Chan?
Oh man, we run. It could be like your business consultant you're working with. It could be some like Netflix. Watch the actual show. Use the services. It's pretty much anything you pay for. You need to understand the scope of the service and the availability you have to utilize those services. So it might be like you pay less for something, so the scope is a little bit less, or you pay a lot of money for something, so the scope's really heavy and high. But I think from the consumer standpoint and the person paying for the services, it's your responsibility to ask a lot of questions and to be totally engaged with the people who are providing that service. And when you do that, then at least you have open, clear, and free communication with people. And it allows you to say, hey, do you guys offer this? Is this part of what I'm doing? And the consultant or whoever you're getting the service for says yes or no. And then you at least know what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to be at, and how you're supposed to interact.
Yeah, and that's something we see. Like, say one of the systems that we manage for people, it's super robust. Like, I mean, this thing can just go for forever with things you can bolt onto it and improve and develop and interact with your clients and everything. But we have some clients that use it at a bare minimum, like it's the minimalist approach to the software, and then we have clients that build it out and it's the best thing that's ever happened to their business. And something from our end is we want everybody on one side of that, like really building it out and really improving the product, and not taking the minimalist approach. And I think it's a pet peeve of ours. Like, we really want them to do better with it. We don't want them to do worse with it, and pay too much money, waste their time.
Yeah, exactly. We have this philosophy where if we're providing a service, we want people to take advantage 110% of that service. And it's a lot more difficult when you have to chase someone to actually want to utilize your services. And so that's why it's so important to be open and communicate with everybody, and so everybody's on the same page, because we want 100 from our viewpoint. If we have 100% interaction and 100% involvement, we know we're going to have that client for a long period of time, which is what we want, because we're helping them see the ultimate level of success, versus the clients we get where it's 20% effort and you don't see longevity in those accounts, because they're not going to get 100% of the service, and they're not going to feel like they're getting a good amount of value. And providing value should be the number one most important goal for any service you provide, and finding ways to make sure that that value is given to everybody and they all know how to use that value should be the most important thing from our end.
Yeah, I agree. And then that actually brings up another point. So if you're paying, so say I'm just going to throw random numbers out here. Say you're paying $500 for a service and you're giving 20% effort. What really should happen is you should be paying $5,000 for the service and letting somebody else give 100% effort, right? So it depends on, maybe you're in the wrong tier of service the other way, right? So maybe it's, if the more work someone does for you, the more money a service costs. And so if you're buying something just because it's supposed to be a good product, but you don't put the effort into it, maybe you should be spending more money and having somebody else put the effort into it. Right? It could be in-house, or could be hiring out an agency.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's you have to look at how much time you have available to manage something and what your finances look like. And if you don't have enough time to do the things yourself, then you find someone who you can pay a little bit more to actually do it for you. And that's a balancing act. It's do you have the money to let just have everybody do it for you, or do you have the time to pick up a little bit of the slack? And usually that's the balancing act. The more someone does for you, the more you're going to pay. The more you have to do it and interact, the less you're going to pay, but the more time you're going to spend actually doing it. And
Right.
that's where we get like these full service options and partial service options and quarter service options from, because we know that each different client's going to be unique and individualized in what they need, how much time they have available, and what their budget looks like.
Right. Yeah. It's if you're a startup, you're probably doing it all yourself. And I think in the marketing world, which is kind of what we're talking about always, anyways, is so as you succeed, it actually by default probably should cost you more money every month. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not like as I'm succeeding, I can then take the budget away. It should be something that grows every month with the success, and that's why bigger companies spend a lot more money than smaller companies. They don't get big and then cut their marketing budgets. Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's scaling up. So as you grow, it's not like, okay, we're grown now, so cut back all the marketing until we need it. It's
Right.
okay, we're growing now. We need to continue to expand the brand because 5 years from now, we need to make sure we're not dead in the water. So now as we grow, we continuously add to that budget. We continuously build on that budget. We add more staff, add more like services and offerings and all those things. And then we get to a point to where like the bigger you get, like you're saying, the more you spend and the more work you have to put into it.
Right. So the moral of today's almost daily show is, regardless of where you're at in that scale, whether you're paying less money for services and doing more of the work, or you're paying more money for services and doing less of the work, make sure you're getting the most out of the service. It's just, you should know everything about the product and everything about the services. Ask the questions, push the limits. You'll find where the limit is. Like we give it all the time. Someone will say, "Can you do this?" Well, not for the level of service you're paying for, but you can pay extra and we'll do it. Or here's some good information or a place to find the information to learn how to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's the responsibility of the consumer who's paying for the products to utilize it to the fullest. And you're never being like an annoying consumer or asking too many questions. You're just making sure you understand the level of commitment that you need to give and the level of commitment your provider is going to provide. And that's what we need. It's open, clear communication and an understanding of the scope. And then the other side actually utilizing the scope to the fullest amount that they can.
Good stuff. So,
Yeah.
good guys, another almost daily show in the books.
Yeah, it's exciting. We got a bunch of cool stuff coming up. We're gonna be at the CrossFit Games in beautiful Wisconsin. I'll be doing a speech on the 3rd and the 5th, I believe, one on marketing and one on making your business last 100 years. So if you guys are in the area, hit me up and come check it out. And then after that, we're going to be in Las Vegas,
Vegas.
August 18th. We'll be doing a speech there as well, talking about like our 10 laws of marketing, some business structure and leadership strategies. So if you're listening and want to join in, shoot us an email.
All right, guys. We'll see you maybe tomorrow.
See ya.